Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about angles. I know it might seem like we're going off in a different direction because we've been talking about triangles, but this is just part of the puzzle that we're going to put together so that we know how to kind of build things up to get where we're going. So just hang in with me. So there are three main types of angles, which you guys probably already know because we already talked about them with triangles also. The first is an acute angle, something smaller than 90 degrees. Second is a right angle, which is exactly 90 degrees. You'll know because if you ever see it with a little box, that's a right angle. And an obtuse angle, which is bigger than 90 degrees. So there are three ways that we can measure angles. We're going to focus just on one of them right now, so don't worry about the other two too much. The three ways are degrees, minutes, and seconds, or DMS, and radians. We'll talk about the other two some more down the road, but right now we're just going to focus on degrees. It's the most commonly used one. It's what most people use in real life for everything else, so it's all going to be good. So first we're going to go through some terminology, okay, about angles. So, you guys see that okay? All right, so an angle is formed by two rays that have one common endpoint. So here's a ray, here's a ray. Here's their common endpoint. That common endpoint is called the vertex, okay? And just keep in mind, all these notes that I'm gonna be going over right below here. I've already written them out for you guys. So moving on. When you see it, you'll usually see a little arrow on the inside showing how this angle opens. You'll see this one's opening up. That means it's a positive angle. If it ever opens downwards, then it's a negative angle, okay? So it's just gonna have a negative in front, like negative 30 degrees, that's all. It just means it's going clockwise instead of counterclockwise. So the side where it starts here, this is called our initial side. And wherever it ends, that's the terminal side. Okay. Anything that is in the middle, kind of included between those two rays, this is the interior of the angle. Anything on the outside, that's the exterior of the angle. Okay? You with me so far? If you have questions, shoot me a text. Now, let's go ahead and put some points on here. So I'm going to call this point up here L. I'm going to call the vertex M. I'm going to call this point over here N. Okay? Usually when you see angles, they're three letters that are right next to each other in the alphabet already. So, some of the ways that we can name an angle, and I'm going to get rid of this interior over here so I can write, okay? So the first way we can do it is by its vertex. The vertex on here is M, so we could call this angle M. Now when we write it out, we don't write out the word angle, we have a little symbol for that, and it looks just like this angle here, just smaller. We call it angle M. That easy, okay? The second way would be by its angle number, okay? Now, an angle number is going to be like a small number in here, in this case a 1. That is not its degree measurement, so it doesn't have a degree symbol after it. It's just a number. It's usually between like 1 and 15, depending on what kind of crazy picture you're looking at. So it's like that. So we could call this angle 1. Cool? The third way is by using 3 points. All right? The key thing here is that the point in the middle is always, always, always the vertex, okay? The vertex is never at the beginning or the end of those 3 letters. It's always in the middle. So we could call this angle LMN. So angle LMN. We can also call it angle NML. I know it's backwards, it's a little weird, but it still works. because you'll notice the key thing on both of these is M is in the middle because it's the vertex. So if you're ever naming an angle and your vertex is in the middle, rethink that before you give it to me. Or I'm gonna be calling you being like, hey, yo, vertex ain't in the middle. Fix it. I know it probably doesn't seem important to you right now because it's math and I'm making you do it, but trust me, it's always in the middle. All right. So let's do a quick example. I'm gonna use this one right here. Let's use some different letters for the points. What we're gonna do is we're gonna totally analyze this angle. Okay, I'm gonna call it angle 2. I'm gonna use points A, B, and C. And I'm gonna tell you that this is 30 degrees, okay? You can't really see my degree symbol, I wrote it too small. There we go. All right, so this angle is 30 degrees, therefore it's an acute angle, all right? The sides, if I ever ask you to tell me the sides of an angle, oh my God, I have a hummingbird. I know you guys don't care about that. That's the first one I've seen this year. It's kind of exciting. Moving on. So the sides for this, remember it's 2 rays, would be BA. When we name a ray, it's 2 letters with a one-sided arrow, okay? The other side here would be BC. Cool. The vertex here is B. Okay, so let's name it. So we could call this angle B with the vertex. We can call it angle 2 by its angle number. Notice it's not angle 30, it's angle 2. The 30 is its measurement. We could call it angle ABC. Notice B is in the middle because it's the vertex. We could also call it angle CBA. All right. Now, what if I put a couple points up on here? I'm going to put one here. I'm going to say this is E. I'm going to put one way over here. I'm going to say this is X. And one over here, which is going to be, I don't know, Q. Okay. So, what point is on the exterior of the angle? If you said point X, good job. If I asked you what point is on the interior of the angle, you might be looking in this and just looking right in here, okay? These lines, these rays rather, go on forever and ever and ever. So this point out here, point Q, is still included in the interior of this angle, okay? Now point E, this is on the angle, okay? Now, because it's on the angle, this opens up our variety of names that we could even call this. So don't get too hung up on this, okay? I'm just being wild here. We could call this angle EBA. We could call it angle ABE, along with these over here too. How cool is that? Anyway, I know I'm a nerd. All right, 2 more things, and then I'll let you go for the day. Let's erase this here. I don't know if you guys noticed, I bought a new board. It's a little bigger, but I still write big, so it doesn't help me a whole lot. All right. So we're going to talk about real quick about complementary and supplementary angles. So complementary angles are 2 angles that add up to be 90 degrees. All right, so an example would be 40 degrees and 50 degrees. It's 40 plus 50, that's 90, okay? Now, if I said, what's the complement of 30 degrees? Let's write this down. Complement of 30 degrees. To find that, we would take 90, because that's what they should add up to be. Subtract 30, and we'd get 60 degrees. So the complement of 30 degrees is 60 degrees. All right, that's how you find those. Okay. Other one is supplementary angles. These are two angles that add up to be 180 degrees. All right. So say I said, what is the supplement of 110 degrees? You would take 180, subtract 110, and you'd find out that the supplement of 110 degrees would be 70 degrees, because 70 plus 110 is 180. And that, my darlings, is the lesson for today. All right, so if you have questions, send me a message, send me a text, get a hold of me, I'll help you through it. Don't forget notes right below this of everything that we've talked about. All right, you can now try the work to the whatever it is on your screen here next to this, and have a good day. Bye.